Today we are attempting a video that I've never done before on my channel, but I'm really excited about. I came across this video idea recently on YouTube and I thought it would be so fun to spend 24 hours reading. I recently picked up some new books at the bookstore, so I have books that I need to read and get through for the month of February. And this works out perfectly because tomorrow I'm actually going to get Invisalign put in. I'll probably be in pain and all I would probably want to do is stay in bed and read. So the timing just worked out perfectly, and for the next 24 hours I'm just going to be reading. It is currently about 1 p.m. It's about to turn 1:30, so I'm going to start reading because the earlier I start, the earlier I can finish. I have 2 physical books, and then I have a book on my Kindle that I started 2 days ago, and I'm actually going to start with that one, finish it up, and then pick one of these to start reading during this 24-hour reading marathon. The 2 physical books that I have, you may recognize them if you watched my bookstore vlog, but the first one is 1984 by George Orwell, and then the Cuckoos Calling by Robert Galbraith. It is quite thick. Hopefully it's entertaining and it doesn't bore me, because if I get bored during reading, I'll just end up falling asleep, if I'm being honest. And then the book that I'm reading on my iPad is called Her Silent Cry. It's by Lisa Reagan, and it's actually the 6th book in a series that I've been obsessed with. It is the Detective Josie Quinn series. I'm all about crime thriller books. They're so entertaining to me to read. I never get bored. Specifically the Josie Quinn series. So freaking good. I literally read one of the books in one sitting. I love that feeling when you don't want to put down a book and you just want to keep reading because it's that good. So those are the 3 books that I'm going to be attempting to read. Let's get started. I'm all cozy in bed. Have some water. It is currently 1:36. It is time to start my timer or my stopwatch. So as you guys can see, it's set at 0. Let's press start. Ah. I'm wishing she has some Xanax of her own and maybe some wild turkey. So I've been reading for an hour and 17 minutes, and I've read about, I want to say like 90 pages, so almost 100 pages in the last hour, and the book is really interesting. It's good. The only thing that reading this book kind of makes me sad, because it's about a little girl, a 7-year-old girl that was kidnapped and taken from her parents from a park, which is really sad. I hate reading books that have to do with crimes against children. And then the last book that I read, which is called The Stowaway, was basically about a serial killer who killed children, which was depressing. And now I'm reading this book that has to deal with the kidnapping. So I'm really hoping that there's a happy ending with the story. But there's 73 chapters. I'm on chapter 37. Now let's see where this book leads. I'm still pretty invested though. Haven't moved. Still cozy in bed. I kind of want to go read outside, but it's a little cold, so I don't know. We'll see. At least for the next hour, I'm just going to stay in bed and continue reading. Got some crackers. This book has me like on the edge of this bed. I really hope there's a happy ending, because there hasn't always been a happy ending with this series. This series can honestly be kind of dark sometimes, but I'm hoping for a happy ending here. Ooh, plot twist. That's why I love this series. Just when you think you can predict what's going to happen next, plot twist. The author has her own plan. Chapter 39. I like how in the book it's almost 4, and then it's actually almost 4 o'clock. I have crumbs all over my shirt, but it's almost 4 o'clock, so I'm actually going to heat up some food so I can eat, because I'm hungry, and I also gotta pee. I'm gonna do all that while still reading. Look who came out for dinner. Hi. Baby. Oh my god, there's so much action going on right now in this book. The suspense. Oh my gosh. I'm on chapter 73, the last chapter of the book. All done, you guys. Right on time because my iPad is about to die. It is currently 5:06. I've been reading for 3 hours and 27 minutes, which is a long time. Getting a little bit of a headache, and I think it's because my eyes are tired from reading. That was a good book. Definitely recommend. I will give a more in-depth review of that book and any other book that I finished during this 24-hour reading vlog in my monthly reset videos, because that's where I tell you guys about all the books that I read for the month. And because I've read 6 books, I'm like attached to the characters at this point. When I was reading it, I was rooting for the characters and I was like, please, please don't let them die. Don't let anything bad happen to them. Like, I was rooting for them the entire time. These are my next 2 options. The Cuckoos Calling and then 1984. My phone's on the edge of glory. I think I read 1984 in high school, but I really don't remember much of it. I only remember bits and pieces. So last week I picked it up from the bookstore so I could reread it. And then The Cuckoo's Calling is actually about a model that is murdered, and her brother basically has doubts regarding her murder. I think they rule it as a suicide. So her brother hires a private detective in order to figure out exactly what happened. I read the first 2 chapters, which was a basic introduction of the main character of the book. I'm on chapter 3. Hopefully I can finish this book today, but I don't know. We'll see. So sunny right now. But again, I'm feeling a little tired, a little headache, so I'm gonna go make myself some tea before I sit down and continue reading. So I just read part 1 of this book. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of slow. I'm not really invested in the book yet. I'm hoping it does pick up in part 2. I guess it's divided by parts, which makes sense because it's such a thick book. I'm going to continue reading it, obviously, because I bought it and I want to see if it picks up. But as of now, nothing substantial has happened. If anything, it's been really slow. There's been a lot of character development, which is fine, especially since this is the first book of its series. But I want something to happen already because I'm getting sleepy and bored reading. We shall see. Let's just continue on to part 2. So far, I've read 60 pages of this book and nothing interesting has happened. It's just really slow. It's getting late and I haven't taken off my makeup yet because in my mind, if I don't take off my makeup, then I will stay awake because I know that I won't fall asleep with makeup on. Something needs to happen. Let's see if I can make it to 100 pages tonight. Nothing is happening. Like, what the heck? I need this book to pick up. I've read about 106 pages. I'm getting tired. My eyes are starting to feel heavy and dry, especially because I still have my contacts in. I'm still not 100% hooked on this book. The last chapter, things started to pick up because the main character, who happens to be a private investigator, actually did his job for the first time in this book. It was actually investigating. It's currently 10 o'clock. I am definitely getting tired now. I came to the kitchen to walk around a little bit, see if I wake up. I'm not gonna lie, this is normally the time that I go to bed because I tend to wake up around 6:30. I'm definitely not going to stay up all night because, like I told you guys, I have an appointment tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. I want to be awake for when the orthodontist shows me how to put on my Invisalign trays and how to take them off. So I'm definitely not going to pull an all-nighter. I'm already feeling so tired. I will read for a little bit longer, however long I can stay awake. Wake up early like I am my usual time, 6 o'clock, read before my appointment, go to my appointment, and then come back and read for the rest of the day to hit the 24 hours. Love this for me. I am falling asleep right now, but this book has picked up. I'm 130 pages in. I kind of don't want to put it down. While I was brushing my teeth, I was literally reading because I didn't want to put down the book. Hopefully it stays like that. Far off places, my love, she sits. My love is waiting. It's much later. I'm almost to part 3 of the book. I'm on page 141, so I'm like 10 pages away from reaching part 3, which I think is what I call it quits for tonight. But I'm starting to get to the point where I keep reading sentences, but the book has become a lot more interesting. Have my coffee. Just woke up, so I'm going to continue reading this book until it's time for me to head out to my appointment. I'm back home now after getting my Invisalign trays in, so if I sound a little weird, it's because I have a slight lisp. I hear it now. When I first put them on, I didn't really hear it, but now I hear it. The orthodontist office said that I need to talk a lot today in order to get rid of the lisp. So I'm going to be reading out loud for the next few hours because I want to get rid of this lisp as soon as possible. But I'm making progress with this book. I feel like this 24-hour reading extravaganza is going well. I obviously paused my reading overnight because I value sleep and I didn't want to pull an all-nighter, especially when I had an early orthodontist appointment. I'm going to be reading for the rest of the day and taking it easy and reading out loud as much as possible. So can you even tell that I have them on? I feel like you can't tell that I have my trays in, but I do. Let's get to reading, you guys. I'm back in my cozy corner. I just finished the Cuckoos Calling and it definitely picked up around part 4, but it was definitely a slow burner. If you're not into slow burners, then this book might not be for you. Even though it was a slow burner and I was struggling at the beginning, it ended up having a really good ending with a twist. So it wasn't a bad read, it just took me a long time to finish it. Another thing that I want to point out is that I now understand why this book was so slow, and it makes sense. You really get to understand every character and understand why they are the way that they are. And since the book has to deal with celebrities like models, singers, and rappers and all that, you get to have a better understanding of how the media portrays them versus how they actually are in person among friends and family, which I really enjoyed that. I think the reason I struggled so much with the first 100 pages was that I was kind of tired and I wanted to be gripped from the beginning. Looking back now, I actually enjoyed the fact that it was a little slow in the beginning and that I got to learn more about the characters. Alright, you guys, I am at a crossroads. I purchased books 7 through 9 of the Detective Josie Quinn series, even though I probably shouldn't have, but I really want to finish this series, so I bought the next 3 books. And now I don't know what to read. Should I read 1984 or should I start on book 7, which is Cold Heart Creek? You guys, I've only been reading for a couple hours and I'm already on chapter 22. The Josie Quinn books are such a quick read. It captures you from the very beginning of the book until the very end, and there's always a twist that you don't see coming. So glad I chose to read this book instead of 1984. I'll read 1984 maybe next week. so tired right now, because I am. My eyes are like screaming for me to just close them and go to bed. And for the second half of this video, I didn't talk a lot because my mouth is starting to hurt and the trays are really uncomfortable, so I didn't talk as much as the first part of this video. I managed to finish the Josie Quinn book, which I'm super surprised because yesterday I did not think I would be able to finish the Cuckoos calling book, let alone read another book. I'm kind of proud of myself for reading 3 books. That's the most I've read in one day ever. I need to go do my night routine, do my skincare, take a shower, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go do that before falling asleep. But I hope you guys enjoyed spending the last 24 hours with me. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.